Hi guys, okay, it's a prelude to the installation video. We're going to show you what we've done here for the last few days. We ran this unit up on the roof, and you can say, hey, what a waste of power that's been. And not so much. We unplugged it after maybe running it for 12 hours, but since then it has been running on solar provided by these three 550 watt panels over there. And if you see the sky here, it's we kind of call this a cloudy day here. It's some cirrus clouds, but really it's if you look at the app and how that looks, which is going to be hard to see here, but we have the Airspool app and we can see how this unit has been running. So it's called the window unit, and you can see hopefully that it's running at 431 watts right now, and zero, so that's 430 watts PV photovoltaic, 0 for AC alternating current. And here's the challenge with running a unit outside. It makes 0 sense, right? Because our return air is at 86 degrees right now. We have it set to 61. So that's a challenge for it to run a little bit, especially this time of day. Right now it's 10 to 5 in the afternoon. So you can see this kind of, the power looks like a bell curve that comes into it, right? This is 7 in the morning, and then you have your peak sun at midday. And so that's when the unit will be able to run totally off of solar. This, again, needs more power because it's outside, which makes 0 sense to run a unit outside. But normally this is going to be probably, 800 to 1200 watts or something like that on your hottest days. And yeah, today is a little cloudy, but yesterday when it was just pure sun, you can see that pure bell curve here. So right now, again, it's running at 439 watts. The compressor is not running at full power. It's running at maybe a third power. So let's see what it's doing in terms of cooling here. So the air right now is 74 degrees coming out of here. So not doing much, right? But again, it needs probably 3 times more power than it's getting. But that's wherein that you need to plug it in. It acts as a hybrid. Solar is always prioritized, but at nighttime and when it's a little bit cloudy, you need the grid. Okay, so now we're going to go downstairs and continue on. Okay, so this is what you actually get with the system. It's a little bit simpler setup here than the mini split 12,000 BTU quick and easy. This is still 12,000 BTU. Unlike the quick and easy, where there's quite a bit of labor in terms of the vacuum pump and gauges and all that, we don't have to do any of that here, but we do a couple of niceties for you. We install this bracket up here and put the screws in for that. We install the accordion, get this all set up. A little time consuming if you don't know how to do it, but when you do 100, it's a little quicker. We provide and install these solar whips here to attach to your isolator. We provide this isolator. The isolator acts like an on-off switch. It's not totally necessary, but it's just easier if you ever want to turn the power off to your solar array. We provide that switch for you. And then we also provide, let's say you can't find your Phillips bit. We provide that for you. Rule of screwdrivers, you try and screw it in, you can find the flathead, you can't find the Phillips. Same way the drill bit, you got every bit except the one you need. You really shouldn't need a bit at all if you have either just wood or vinyl or aluminum siding or whatever to install that isolator. But if you do, we provide this drill bit here, which will go through stucco or will go through masonry. And then the remote, we pre-install the batteries. And then we provide 10 meters, which is around 30 foot of solar wire. So yes, we provide everything in this kit except the solar panels, and we'll help you address the solar panels as well. So in a moment here, we'll be moving. Todd's going to push pause, and we're going to move on to getting this actually installed in the window. Hi guys, Peeping Dave here, coming from the outside. So this unit, this is not the favorite part of the project here. You're picking up something that ostensibly weighs only 55 pounds. It sure feels like it's heavier than that, but supposedly it's 25 kilograms, which if I'm doing my math right, that's 55 pounds. But it's awkward, and the conundrum we have is this window. we bought the cheapest one possible because it's not a real window, right? We're just doing a demonstration here. So we ran into a couple of challenges, and the bracket that we pre-installed on this one, it won't fit in from the outside with a bracket on. So we had to take the bracket out, so I'll show how to put the bracket back on, because you may be going through the same thing if you have a little tiny bathroom window or something like this one. But yeah, this is a 2 foot by 3 foot window. And the reason we're doing this from the outside, remember we have these solar whips over here. These are a problem if you try to do it from the inside, because it would be, they break, right? So we have to make sure we're careful of that delicate part of the installation. So we're going to push. First thing we do is we take the power cord, and this is an indoor. You'll see it's marked here. It's an indoor power cord, so that should be plugged in on the inside of your house. Okay, and it's 110, 120 power. It'll work on 220. Supposedly, we haven't tried it on 220 yet, but it's the same as the mini split works on 220, 240. But why, right? I mean, it's so much easier here in the U.S. or North America to use a 110, 120 volt outlet. So that's what we're going to do. So, okay, now it could be almost a two-person job here, but I'm going to try and give it a shot here. So we're bringing it, and Todd, whip back around here for a second. So we're bringing it right to this point, right about up to the window is where these whips can be. And the unit's going to come back a bit, but just for the installation, we need it to be counterbalanced between the inside and outside. So stay. Okay. It wouldn't hurt to have a friend here, but so given that we can conveniently walk around here, I got it, Todd. I think through the magic of having inside outside that's only a foot away, we're now on the inside. And so we'll put on this bracket that we had to take off. There are 4 screws here. But again, the Phillips head that we provide will work for that. There we go. Let's use magnetism. So this bracket right here, now notice the direction. So this is at the front, right? And where the face of the window, face of the unit is. So, I mean, if you have a normal size window, you're not going to have to go through what we just did here, but you might not have a normal size window, and then you have to go through what we're doing here. And so we're also, this accordion here, on a normal window, it's going to fit just fine. On this one, not so much. So this is one of the challenges of window units, is sometimes not everything fits exactly how planned, so you might have to get some insulation from Lowe's, Home Depot, Amazon, etc. But we'll show you how these fit on anyway. And this is something we could potentially have installed before we ship, but you can see that these probably, with our friends at UPS, probably would find a way to break 9 out of 10 of these if we pre-installed these. You know, we had pretty good packaging. So you pull out the accordion past the end of the plastic, and you slide it in right here. Okay, and then at the bottom, there's a little groove where this goes in. It works so well in the practice. There we go. And then this slides in the top. All right, so then this now, you can pull it out, push it in, and same on both sides. There is a left and a right to these, so you need to make sure. Notice the plastic here is high in the front. There's no lip or no edge on the back, so that fits into this high edge of the front, which is eventually going to push up against the window here. In anticipation of that, we want to have a seal between the unit and the window, so that's where this foam sealant comes in. So you're going to put that along here, cut it at the edge here, or tear it, and do the same thing on the edge of your accordion here, and on the other side of your other accordion. And we're not going to show how to do that, but hopefully you can figure that one out. But so now we have to take out, to get this in, we need to take this off. And so yeah, this is going to go against the window. The other challenge here, there's the same place where the accordion slid in, that needs to get over that windowsill. And this window goes up a half an inch or something, so it's just maybe on a good day it's possible to get this, or good, see. So I'm going to go conveniently, now again, enlist the help of a friend or neighbor or enemy or whoever you got around to help with this, because it's going to make your job a lot easier. But we're going to try and get that groove. We're going to try and get this top right here resting on this. The window is going to rest on here, and the front of the window is going to press against here. And then the bottom part where that accordion went is going to go over this lip of the window. Okay. All right, so now, yeah, so more of the weight is on the outside because that's where the compressor is. But through the magic of this plastic right here in the window, we actually have we're defying gravity a little bit of what would be pushing the thing would be falling downward. But you should have a little slant to this unit. Why? Because of the condensation. Now, something that's new with these units that I wasn't aware of, because I haven't purchased one of these in many years, but what they have now, at least this one now, has what's called a slinger ring. So it takes the condensation that would come off of the indoor unit, and it pushes that water at the outdoor unit's condenser coil, and so that kind of melts it off, evaporates it off, and so that's good because you're not dealing with a bunch of dripping water depending on the humidity level. But you're also, that makes the unit actually have higher efficiency, because all air conditioning works the same way. When you evaporate something, it changes state. Like you get out of a pool here in Las Vegas when it's 100 degrees and it's windy and you feel cold because all that water is evaporating off of your skin. And the same way, this is going to be evaporating and making the unit a little bit more efficient, and then you don't have as much dripping water. We provide screws, so you can screw this into your window if you want for added security. All right. And so, yeah, we have, it's nice here. We have low humidity. I mean, we're also in the desert. We don't have a lot of flora and fauna, which a lot of people appreciate. But since we don't have much humidity, we don't have to deal with this much. But Todd's going to sneak in here once I get the chair out and show you. So if you had just a lot of humidity, even with that slinger ring, maybe not everything's melting off, so the water will drip over the edge here or drips wherever. And, if you've got a balcony or an apartment, you got neighbors, you want to maybe control where that water goes. And so this comes off, and you can put this on here. All right, and then you can put, we're not providing this, but you can get the right size. This is half-inch, Todd?
Yeah, half-inch condensate drain.
Half-inch condensate drain. Then you can put it wherever, water your plants or
do it going downhill.
It can't go like this. It has to go like this, because water will not flow uphill. So make sure it's pointing downward. But then you can channel the the condensate hose wherever you want. All right, so now let's turn this bad boy on and see how we do here. So again, these just normal 110 power. Three-way. Ultimately, you're gonna have three ways to turn it on: either with the face, with this, or with the app. All right, we're gonna try with this. And this reset button is kind of. I think now it's gonna work. I hear something. I hear something. Oh, here we go, finally. Probably just turn it off. There we go. Oh, now as long as this is opening, as long as this is getting cooler, let's show how to clean the filters. And by the way, so this remote, we have a separate video on how to run this remote. We see the snowflake there. That means it's in cooling. It's set to 70 degrees here, 69. So these, did you see the little lip here for these, for this filter? And so this is just going to come out. Check this, well, depending on your conditions, check it once a month. I mean, we ran it outside for a week, and this is all still pretty clean. But if you're in an area where there's a lot of dirt, I mean, this is going to probably get dirty after a month or whatever, so make sure you clean this out. And there are lips both at the top and the bottom. So one thing to do, actually, with the advent of is what? Oh, the filter's not in. Oh, right there, maybe. Oh, that was my problem. Filter has to be perfectly aligned inside the slots there. I don't know if oh, still a problem? Just that easy. Okay, so it's getting colder here now, and we can also talk now about the. We have right now this is just running on alternating current, so let's set up the solar. So this is the isolator, like we mentioned. It's just really an on and off switch. It doesn't functionally, it doesn't do anything to run the solar other than turn it on and off. So it's not like you have to turn this on to get the solar on and turn it off to get alternating current. All that happens automatically. Any solar there is, and right now it's 20 to 7, so it's dark here in 32 minutes. So our solar probably is going to be limited at this point. But yeah, it automatically will fill in the alternating current as needed. Solar is always prioritized. And yeah, for this is probably for most people that it's not going to be as hard as what we just went through. But there are a couple screws here that we provide, a couple screw holes. So put the screw through here, and so if you have wood, aluminum siding, vinyl, you're not going to need to drill this. But if you have stucco or you have concrete or some other strange, not necessarily strange, but something that requires the masonry bit, we provide that. So all right, so we also provide these. Didn't show that in the. We'll put that in the photo when we have the list on the website. But these, you may want them, you may not want them, but they're look a little bit nice to stage this up to your roof or wherever you have your solar panels. Okay, so these are called MC4 connectors. They're very universal. So now we have, whoops. Yeah, well, they only go, the good news, they only go one way. So it's boy, girl, so if they don't click in, you're doing them the wrong way. So I did them the right way, even though the cord here looks a little bit funky, but they only click in one way. And then on the bottom here, Todd, if you can get it down here, similar boy, girl. What the fruit? Any advice on this one?
Your readings. Yeah. The center thing inside there.
Is what?
The center part of that MP4, the other part, the female MP4, the middle part's offset.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna put the expert in here. But by the way, so while he's trying to address this with his doing many of these a day, Todd. Hopefully his knees are okay to get down there. So this one of the things we do too. We did not test this one before we set up this filming, but we pre-install everything and run it both on solar, on grid power, and then a combination of solar and grid. So you're not going to have this problem. Okay, we're trying to make it so nobody has any problems like we're having right now. We don't want it to be all click and go. You might have to push pause. I'm going to push pause for a second while he addresses that. But yes, we vow that you will not have the problem that you're seeing us have right now. Back in a moment. All right, so we have this fixed now. And what happened is the pins in here sometimes don't set correctly. So again, that's why we pre-install, pre-run everything. We don't want you to have these same problems that we just had with MC4 connectors are vulnerable for a lot. We've made a video on MC4 connectors and the trials and tribulations people have with MC4 connectors. But in this case, one of the pins, the female pin was a little bit offset, so it was not, the male couldn't fit in the female. And so that's solved now. So now we have this in the on position. Yeah, you can see it's on the on position in line with the panels. And unfortunately now it's almost 7 o'clock, so it's pretty much sundown here, but let's give it a shot. So so the next thing to do is, I'm going to find my phone. Push pause, Todd, while I find my other phone. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the Airspool app going. So you're going to have to download this separately. We talked about this in other videos, but how to download the Airspool app. And so what we're going to do, you see that plus sign up here? We're going to add this unit. This unit works the same as all the other units, the mini split units. Every unit connects to this app the same way. So we're going to hit this plus sign. We're going to hit add device. And then we're going to hit this light button 8 times. So here now, beep, beep, beep. So now, theoretically, it's discovering the devices. And this one we've already added, so it shouldn't be too big of a leap to get this one added here. So put in your, in this case, it's asking my password again, so that was the delay. Wi-Fi password. All right, so now, yeah, it was the delay. So once the Wi-Fi password in there, it's discovering this device being added. By the way, you have to, for the app to work, you have to have 2.4 gigahertz. You can't have 5 gigahertz for the app to work. On a normal router, it has automatically, it will have 2.4 and 5, but if you have an extender, you have to have the do the 2.4 gigahertz option on your extender. Okay, so window units added, done, up, and too late in the day. But you saw earlier when we had the PV input, but now it's 0. We have some fake solar that we've figured out how to do DC power in the unit, but it is what it is. So it's 6:52 p.m. and the sun's gone, but it's running on whoops, I just bumped it and turned off. It's running on 669 watts of alternating current. And by the way, from it running for a week, you can see what we saved here. We saved 45. I mean, we didn't save it because we were running outside, and the outside was wasteful in a way, but if it would have been running inside, it would have saved 45 kilowatts of power. And, if you're in California, say, I mean, that's probably $15, $20 at certain points in the day or certain areas. So Hawaii, California, East Coast now is super expensive. Just about everywhere is getting more expensive for power. So, yeah, it's cool that you can see your savings, how many kilowatts you saved. And again, this is the history. So yeah, now it shows, see that orange? So now we're running on alternating current, but on the rooftop we were running on DC current. And normally, or a lot of the days, if you have both plugged in, you'll see some orange and some green. Ideally, of course, your goal is to see more green than orange, because that means you're running more off of solar. But yeah, it's cool to be able to leave your unit running all day long and have it run for free. It's kind of a new way to think about air conditioning, where before, if I leave it on, I have to pay this amount. If I don't have it on, it's going to be too hot in the space when I come home, but just leave it on. It's free, right, during the day. So yeah, I mean, I think that's, any other things that we should be talking about, Todd?
Just a cooling unit, not a heat pump.
Yes. So let me reiterate that this is air conditioning only. It's not a heat pump. It doesn't have a reversing valve, and it's the I guess it's the condensate was freezing up or whatever in the testing. So heat pump version probably coming, but for right now, this is the air conditioning unit. I think it's going to be effective for a lot of people that have a high heat load in the summer. So I'm Dave. He's Todd. We're Airspool. If you like what you see, maybe give it a thumbs up. Maybe get a unit. We have a 1-year buy and try. So if you're not happy with how this is functioning, you get all your money back, including shipping both ways, which we feel is a pretty fair offer for a 1-year period. And after that, it's a 5-year compressor and 3-year parts warranty. And subscribe to the channel if you're into solar, if you're into air conditioning, or if you're into solar air conditioning. Thanks for your time.